Hello and welcome to this tutorial on this LoveNet tutorial. I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. So let's begin. First of all, we have these controllers at the top here on the controller bar. So just click the plus symbol to start with. You got to make an organization first of all. So just type in the name of your organization, like for instance, Toys R Us, and you got to make a password as well. I'll use the password LoveNet tutorial. I'll just copy and paste this to make sure I get it right. LoveNet tutorial. Okay, then I'll create that. And I'm just gonna make sure I have my password saved. I'll just save it as a tab for now. I'll save it in a somewhere else later. So there's the organization. When you create it, it automatically opens it. Otherwise, you can view different organizations here if you press this this magnifying glass, which is the next control. Then you can go through the organizations here. So, for instance, someone made an organization here, but so we view it, but they didn't add any content. So I'm going to add some content now to the one I just made, Toys R Us. Okay, so how we do that is press the pencil, which is the next control, and it says heads up to update your organization, download the template below, edit it to your preference, then compress it back into an archive and re-upload it. So I've got to download the template, the LoveNet template. So I'll save that. It's done. Now I did this before. I'm just going to delete the one I did before, or just move it somewhere else for now. So now, then I'll say extract here, and delete the old one. Okay, now we want to edit this. So this is going to be like our organization. We don't need to change the name here to our organization. We can leave it as LoveNet template. But this is essentially going to be our organization now. So as we go into organization, then we have our products. Now this data does matter. We need to make sure that this is what we're changing. So anything now here. Okay, so first of all, so as you go into a product, you see now you have departments. As you go in there, you have the resources as txt text files. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this around a little bit. I'm going to rename this to, instead of department 1, I'll change it to marketing. This one I'll change to production. And then I'm going to copy one and paste it in, and then call this one research and development. Now this is the information. These are the departments that I want to show people, like online and stuff, to help market my things. Not just marketing, but also show people like what I've made, because that helps the marketing. Like so I call that production. And then research and development helps to give people an idea of what is the real like science behind your products and stuff like that. Like that you wouldn't necessarily put in your you wouldn't consider critically as marketing, but if people want to learn more about your product, more about behind the scenes of what's going on, you have research and development, which is something I think that people are normally interested in when buying a product and stuff. Okay, so now that's the first one. Now our second product is going to have the same thing. I'm not going to redo it. I'm just going to delete it and copy this one and paste it like that. Another one, because now in my example, I'm well, to keep it brief, I'll just do two. But you can do like more and stuff. Okay, so the first product I'm gonna do is LoveNet itself, because that's one of um oh well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll follow the example of Toys R Us. So what do Toys R Us make? So let's just say they make like toys and instruments. So say like they don't just make toys for kids, they also make like kids instruments so they can play guitar and stuff or whatever, like any sort of instruments, because that's also like a fun thing, but it's not obvious like what they make. Let's just say it is. So let's say Toys R Us makes toys and instruments or musical instrument in this example. Okay, so now for the toys, I'm going to start with the toys. So now first of all, I want to say like I'll go to the marketing department, change this. So the first resources is like when it comes to marketing, I think like there's normally two main things. You have your sales pitch, and then you have your call to action. So then for the sales pitch, we have content here, just some content, some more content, just as the template shows you can put content. For the sales pitch, I'm gonna say like what's like we got to think of like a catchphrase or whatever for toys, um like um a child's best friend. Like I don't know, something like that. Um, that'll do. Then the call to action will be um, visit your local store. Um, visit your local store, um, and then maybe more information on the local store, like see our global map. And then, like, for instance, you can say a link to map. And then just say map.com, whatever, just as an example. So that's that. Now let's go to our next one, production. So this is like um, we can I'm gonna make one testimonials, because when you have a testimonial, it's the testimonial is the result of producing a product for a client. So I consider that a part of production, because you get a client and then you make a product for the client. And then the testimonial is just the response to this product you made for the client. So I consider it as a part of production. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever. Like disprove me. So now I'm gonna go into that, and or maybe I should make the other one too. Okay, so what's another thing in production like? So we have testimonials, and then mm, we can have. I don't know if we can. I can't think of anything else really. Um, let's just stick with testimonials. I'm not gonna have another one. Just testimonials. Okay. So then for this one, I'm gonna say. Um, my kids are so happy now that they have the latest action, whatever, Barbie. Barbie, and then we can say this is a satisfied parent. So that's an example now. Then we can have another one. My kids is so. Well, I'll have like what other product should I say? We bought such a cuddly whatever teddy bear. I sometimes use it myself. Satisfied parents, whatever. Just like those examples. Yeah, I know what I mean. Anyway, the next one is research and development. So now for here we can say like, also another thing is like maybe you want to just show off that you've got a degree in toys or whatever, you know. So let's just say, or like credentials, whatever. So now you want to show your credentials are we only hire toy engineers who graduated with a honors in toy engineering. I don't know how to spell all these things. And then we can say, okay, whatever. Like that's fine. That's fine. That gives the picture. What? Who honors in toy engineering? That's like good enough. Then we can have what else? Research and development. So we can have something else maybe. Like that's for the research. You have to do your research, and then the development maybe, like maybe they've developed some sort of cutting edge toy philosophy or something. So let's see, like, just trying to think of something now. I don't want to take too long in this example, so I'll just give like our toy philosophy, and then we can say if the toy doesn't make children smile within the first second, we fire all the engineers who conceived it. That's their toy making philosophy. So yeah, just an example. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna go on to the next one, which is musical instruments. It's pretty much the same thing. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. Just pretend that our toys is a different product, but we're gonna have the same one, okay? Just call it toys 2. And just pretend it's a different product. I don't wanna it's you're just doing exactly the same thing what I just did with toys. Like again, I'm not gonna go through it. Okay, cool. So now go back out to your organization. This is it, the LoveNet template. We don't have to change the name or anything. Okay, so now you just add it to archive again to re-upload it. So then make it a zip. Okay, so then there it is. Okay, now to upload it now, first you need to put your password in. So my password was LoveNet tutorial. So I put that in, and then this will be automatically here, which is perfect. And then you go browse, then downloads, click the archive, open and upload, and then we can see now we've got content in here. Like for instance, Toys R Us toy, so that's our one product. Now we have down here toy 2, so it's our 2 different products. And then the marketing, we have the call to action: visit our local store to see a global map. See our global map, visit our map.com, whatever. Sales pitch: a child's best friend. Production testimonials: my kids are so happy now that they have the latest Barbie. Satisfied parent. We bought such cuddly teddy bear, I sometimes use it myself. Satisfied parent. Research and development credentials: we only hire toy engineers who graduate with honors in toy engineering. Our toy philosophy: if the toy does make a child smile. I didn't say does not. So it says, if the toy does make a child smile, in the first second we fire all the engineers who conceived it. Well, that's the opposite of what I meant. And then the same thing for this one. Okay, so that's that. Now, if we want to delete it, we use our last control here, which is the X. Now, that's going to delete the whole thing. So we click it, then it says, warning, better check yourself, you're not looking good, because this is like, just want to warn them that if they do this, this is like they're gonna, that they may not want to do this. This is quite a big thing, because obviously this is deleting their entire, like, page or account or organization on the thing, whatever. So anyway, I'm just going to show you that if you do want to delete it, put in your password and then delete it. And it's deleted. So that's all how you do it. Thank you for the effort to watch this video and participate, hopefully, in the network. And goodbye.